會出現特別收電美啲 chief guest 嘅 guest of honor。 Our chief guest, the Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, is currently visiting the stalls, which is by various artisans and entrepreneurs of Mizoram, which are exhibited in the hall. May we all rise while the chief guest take his seat. May we all rise. Also requesting everyone from the stalls to take their seats in the table. A very good afternoon to our distinguished guest, our chief guest, Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, our guest of honor, Honorable Minister for Tourism, respected Chief Secretary, our esteemed panelists, invitees from high-ranking officials from Government of India, and the secretaries to the Government of Mizoram, heads of department present here and joining with us today. I warmly welcome you all to the roundup session of the Roundtable on untapped ecotourism potential and role of bamboo in the Northeast region. First, to dedicate the function, I would like to invite Ms. Laremrati for invocation with the song Ro Minrail Sakangtse. The song is composed by Purao Kunga, the most renowned composer in Mizo literature. The brief translation of the song goes, O thou, our God, thy name exalted be, as we bow down before thee. Lend thine ears to our prayer, as we gather here to plan our future course, impart thy divine wisdom. Be thou our counselor. Grant us, we beseech thee, to lead and guide our nation. 'Tis in thee alone we trust. Be thou our eternal stronghold. Ms. Remrati on stage, please.
In the vine India zalena kut puihlim Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav chibai ka buk veka cheu ro min rel sakang che ti hla pathian ro puina an kan sange
God
Thank you, Marwati, for rendition of the beautiful song. Would like to present a bouquet to our chief guest, Honorable Chief Minister, and a guest of honor, Honorable Minister for Tourism. Sir, if I may kindly receive our token of appreciation. Now I'd like to call upon our respected Chief Secretary, Dr. Anu Sharma, to give her welcoming address.
It is my great pleasure to welcome the Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Mizoram Thanga Sir. Your presence here, despite your hectic schedule, is a testament to your love for the values of freedom and unity, and we are grateful for your vision and guidance in steering the state towards greater progress. I welcome you, sir. I also express my deep gratitude to Honorable Minister Dr. Lalthang Liana, Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Commerce Industry, HTE, and Minister of State for Tourism, Sports, ICT, Pu Robert Romaya Roite, for honoring us with their presence. We are indebted to you, sirs, for your efforts in developing the state so that today it is an up-and-coming tourist destination with its own unique flavors. Honorable members of Legislative Assembly, officials from Ministry of Donor and Northeastern Council, and distinguished guests from both within and outside the state. As we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Northeast Festival, we pay homage to the freedom fighters because of whose struggles and sacrifices we have reaped the fruit of 75 years of independence and self-governance. Through these years, India has made great strides in reducing poverty and raising the standard of living of its citizens. We have made much headway in technological advancements and have become a leading IT hub in the world. All along, we have very successfully preserved the spirit of democracy and have not neglected the welfare of the minorities and marginalized sections of the society. On this 75th year of India's independence, we celebrate the cooperative federalism of the Indian Union, which exemplifies the creed of unity in diversity. During the 35 years of its statehood, Mizoram has also grown in the wake of the nation's onward stride towards development. With the support and encouragement of the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region and the Northeastern Council, Mizoram's economy has been experiencing a steady growth of 12.15% average annual growth rate during 2011-12 to 2020-21. The progress made in the aspirational district Mamit has been recognized by the central government multiple times. Niti Ayog's States Startup Ranking 2019 categorized Mizoram as one of the emerging startup ecosystems in the country. In the Sustainable Development Goals India Index 3.0, Mizoram rose from its previous 21st rank to 12th rank, making it the most improved state and a front-runner state in the implementation of SDGs. These are accolades that we can be proud of, although we remain conscious that we still have a long way to go in contributing to the greatness of our nation. We are grateful to the Ministry of Donor for recognizing Mizoram's potential and assigning it the topics of ecotourism and potential of bamboo development for the roundtable conferences here. They were held today morning in the Aizol Club, and the participation was indeed overwhelming. I myself sat through one of them, and the interest with which the people had come to participate in the conferences was really noteworthy. I'm confident that with white papers being laid by the state departments and eminent panelists contributing their thoughts on the topic during the conference, we will have much to follow up for the sustainable development of these sectors and attaining Atmanirbharta, self-reliance. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated since last week in all the districts of Mizoram on Jan Bhagidari mode, and the reception from the people has been euphoric to say the least. It is my sincere wish that Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav be a never-ending celebration of the spirit of freedom, justice, opportunity, excellence, and harmony. We have distributed a small pamphlet of program which is before all of you. Tomorrow we have the Freedom Trek at Riek, and I would also invite all of you to wholeheartedly participate in it. And with these words, I would like to once again welcome all of you and hope that we have a fruitful discussion on the road ahead for the topics that we have been given for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the befitting welcome remarks. On this auspicious occasion of the 75th independence and Mizoram's 35th statehood, we have compiled a few noteworthy practices of the state in the form of a booklet. I'd like to invite our Honorable Chief Minister to kindly come on stage and unveil the best practices booklet, which is named Introducing Mizoram. Sir, if you could kindly do the honor. The booklet consists of unique practices not only of the government, but also notable practices of the public, such as no honking, shop without shopkeepers, and contribution of Mizo People's Forum for maintaining a free and fair election. Since the theme of the roundtable is on ecotourism, a separate section on various tourist destinations have also been added.
Well, let us release this booklet introducing Mizoram, prepared for the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Let us now all take a moment to watch the best practices video of the state.
February 2022, Mizoram celebrated its 35th year of statehood. The state has grown along with its sister states during these years, as we learn not only from our experiences. On the auspicious occasion of the 75th year of India's independence, we humbly present some of the practices that have helped Mizoram on the path of sustainable development and continued progress. Mizoram, being a hilly state with maximum numbers of dwelling units scattered along the mountainous ridge, experienced acute shortage of water supply every year, especially during dry seasons. Development and other economic activities and natural calamities such as forest fires led to further deforestation and depletion of water resources, which has rendered community water supply to become a major challenge. Further, Mizoram, being an energy deficit state with erratic grid power supply, left Mizoram to opt for clean, green and renewable sources of power, which is sustainable and environmentally friendly. Nottingmoon village, located at the northern part of Mizoram with a population of 1,226 and 255 houses, as per latest record, is a village with no perennial source of water to tap for gravity feed, unlike other villages. Often the villagers have to travel more than 1 kilometer for the nearest water source. This led to the construction of a large artificial pond, Tringdil, Arswell playground in the village from 2006 to 2007 by Tringmoon Allies Farming Cooperative Society. The pond has a capacity of 10 million liters even during the driest period. Water from this source has been pumped by solar pump and after treatment stored at service reservoir, which is then delivered to the public through the public points. With the combined effort of government and the society, every household now gets adequate supply of water at their doorstep even during the dry season, and that has resulted peace and harmony among the citizens. The village of Silam, being located at the peak of the mountain, faces numerous challenges in obtaining water. The relief of the scarcity of water came in the form of solar pumping project, which envisaged to provide water supply at 55 liters per capita per day to Silam village by pumping the perennial source called Lengleului, which is located at the lower side of the villages. The execution of the solar pump project provided huge relief to the water scarcity faced by Silam village, which is a population of 970, and resulted in 178 households having a water connection at their home. This led to a better standard of living and sanitation for the people. The source of the water is strictly preserved by the community to increase the water supply. Village Watsan and Sanitation Committee has been set up in the village and is actively handling the operation and maintenance of the water supply scheme. Mizoram has carved a place for itself in the solar energy map of India as it has commissioned its first solar power plant at Lungvel, Aizawl district. Mizoram's first grid-connected 2-megawatt solar photovoltaic plant was inaugurated by the state's power minister on December 4, 2020. The 2-megawatt solar PV plant is expected to generate 3 million units of electricity and Rs 169 lakh in revenue annually. The plant is spread over an area of 5 acres and has 5,340 solar modules. The solar plant is expected to reduce the state power bill to a large extent, since the state is not self-sufficient in meeting its power demand and is currently purchasing electricity from other states. Mizoram Energy Development Agency, ZEDA, an autonomous body established by the government of Mizoram, which became operational in 1999, exclusively undertake all programs in the fields of non-conventional and renewable energy sources. Following the mandate of the Solar Power Policy of Mizoram 2017, ZEDA commenced the work on 2 MWP grid-connected solar power plant at Lungvel to reduce the dependency of import of power to some extent. The power plant, which sits at the top of the beautiful hill of Kokumram at Lungvel, was completed from the state's development fund amounting to Rs 14 crores, which includes O&M expenses for the next 5 years, and commissioned in 2020. The solar plant has generated 30,83,498 kilowatt within the past 2 years. Not only has the plan led to the reduction in purchase of REC, the energy generation has already recouped Rs 1.35 crores. More importantly, the solar power plant is considered to have reduced carbon emission to the tune of 2,552 tons of carbon dioxide every year. Located nearly 175 kilometers from the state capital of Aizawl in the lush and hilly climes of Sertip district, Biate is a home to a population of less than 2,500. The name Biate town is synonymous and cleanliness with a string of words for being the first town to be declared as open defecation free in December 2016, to being declared as the cleanest town by the state government in October 2017, and even winning the title of Best City in Innovation and Best Practices in the Northeast Zone in the National Cleanliness Survey, Swachh Survekshan 2018. The secret of Biate's success in cleanliness is the spirit of community participation and a high sense of civic responsibility. The half-decade-old tradition of children taking initiative in the cleanliness drive was revived in 2003, which has moved the mindset of the whole population in their approach to cleanliness. The practice of men, women and children sweeping the streets voluntarily on Saturday mornings is very alive even today, the ethos of cleanliness having been practiced long before Swachh Bharat mission entered the mainstream national consciousness. The local leaders of Biate town undertake active participation in sensitizing the people to adopt a holistic approach for improvement in the field of hygiene, sanitation, protection of environment, and overall development acceleration. Unlike many other places in the Northeast, the prevalence of common tropical disease malaria has not been found or detected among the Biate residents since 2012. Biate Community Health Center was, in fact, declared the cleanest health center in the state of Mizoram. The cleanliness model of Beate has evolved around community participation, with the community having a strong sense of ownership in the whole state of affairs, which may have been due to the cleanliness awareness campaigns organized by the local leaders despite no strictly enforced rules, no legal penalties such as smoking in public places, urinating in the open and littering. A little known town yet endowed with clean air, clean water, clean food and clean living can be attributed to their steadfastness and solidarity for leaving a glimpse of heaven on earth. Mizoram is known for its love for sports, which is an important pillar of country's holistic growth. Within the course of the last decade, growing professionalism in sports in the state has also led to the sports industry gradually becoming a steady means of livelihood for a number of sports persons. Among the sports, hockey has slowly gained ground in the state, with Hockey Mizoram playing a proactive role in the development of hockey at the grassroots levels, especially in the women's category. Hockey Mizoram was awarded the Best Hockey India Member Unit for 2019-20 at the 10th Hockey India Congress held in New Delhi on December 2020. Ms. Ramsiami, who was part of the women's team in the Tokyo 2021 Olympics, was hailed as a source of inspiration for the youths and hoped that her achievement will revive the popularity of the game in the state. Mizoram has proclaimed sports as an industry with a declaration made on 4th June 2020. The move is aimed at further bolstering sports activities, availing infrastructure facilities, skill development training, and attracting investment in the state. Creation of sports infrastructure such as Arding Trauma Indoor Stadium and Rajiv Gandhi Stadium at Moalpui, Aizawl, Table Tennis Training Center at Mission Vengklang in Aizawl, Zava Silo Tennis Center at Lunglei, to name a few, has tremendously helped to nurture budding sportspersons and inspired many high-potential individuals to take up sports as a source of gainful employment in the state. Many sportspersons of the state has won accolades and are being recognized as household names across the country. The success of the sportsperson can be attributed to their having access to international standard facilities and infrastructure support across the state. In football, Mizoram has also provided 44 players to the ISL and I-League besides a host of international level players. Mizoram remains optimistic on the growth of opportunities in sports for the youth of the state and hope that the future generation will continue to pursue sports and achieve excellence for the state and the country. Mizoram government's initiative in building a vibrant entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem in the state began in the winter of 2016, and Planning and Program Implementation Department launched the Entrepreneurship Development Scheme the subsequent year. EDS encompasses outreach, training and mentoring, institution building and microfinancing. As a first step towards ecosystem building, awareness programs, workshops on entrepreneurship and hackathons were held in every district, which has been followed through each year. Planning and Program Implementation Department established the Entrepreneurship Development Center to act as the implementing agency for the Entrepreneurship Development Scheme, never losing the sight of the true futures of the state. Entrepreneurship knowledge cells have been set up in the government college in all districts and selected schools for the development of entrepreneurship skills of students and local startups. Training on entrepreneurship is provided through EDC and partner agencies. Funding is provided through two events. The Mizoram Kailon, meaning Stairway, is a business plan contest which is organized each year with IIM CIP as knowledge partner. This is followed by the Mizoram Rabi, meaning Foundation Stone, which is the micro startup capital competition organized by EDC, wherein microfinancing of up to Rs 7.5 lakh is provided to the winners. Within the course of 3 years, a total of Rs 3 crores have been granted to 70 startups, of which 35 are women-led startups. Despite geographic and resource constraints of the state, much headway been made in the nurturing of startup ecosystem in Mizoram. The Economic Survey of India 2019-20 has identified Mizoram among 6 other states as the one and only in Northeast region as having the highest overall entrepreneurial activity during 2019-20.
It is my privilege to invite Piarlo Rodingi, Advisor, NEC, to share with us a few words.
On this occasion of India 75 years independence, I've come with warmest greetings from Northeastern Council, and we are very thankful to our Honorable Chief Minister and His Excellency, the Governor of Mizoram, who are the NEC plenary member. And in the morning session, I have already shared in a tourism roundtable that Mizoram Planning Department is being very active for everything we are doing. They are our nodal department for NEC, and all the support and cooperation we have been received from Planning Department. We really thankful to the Planning Department. And as we are celebrating our 75 years of India independence, we NEC also is arriving 50 years in this year, and during which the first 23 years was under Home Ministry, and in the later part, 17 years, we are a part of Ministry of Donor. And in that, there are around 160 projects supported to Mizoram states, and the total cost is around 1,388.99 crore. And for everything we are doing, we are trying to see the gap where the line ministry, the ministry are not doing it, so we have been doing a variety of work which many people might not be knowing it, but we see to that the community improvement is there for every project we are taking it up. And today also I think it has to be recognized that there were times that we could not discuss anything about the tourism promotion in this part of the country, that the basic needs of the public has to come as a priority. But as we have come to today, we are discussing about tourism promotion, which is clearly indicating the progress made by the country. And I hope that with all the support which we have been receiving from Ministry of Donor and NEC, and a strong support from the political leader from the state government as well as the official, we, the Northeast people, particularly Mizoram, should grow more and more, and we have to start having a big dream, and in achieving that we have a very dynamic chief minister here, and we are very thankful as a NEC, and I congratulate all of us that we have become a very peaceful state, and for that I think we need to look carefully how we have to go ahead. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to stand in front of you. And I just want to make one remark here that the ILP, inner line permit, which we thought is a little hindrance for tourism promotion. Now we have to make it a little, simplify, maybe by sharing with, by having a common ILP with other states who are also having an ILP, that sort of thing has to be discussed. And on 9 and 10, there'll be a roundtable discussion in these regards and other many regulations which we Northeast people are having in IIM Shillong. We will be coming shortly how best we can resolve this issue also. But to my thinking, the ILP can be a sort of providing a security for the visitor, that people who are coming are recorded in the highest possible recording possible in this part of the region. So also that we also feel to have, a tourism sort of outlet in Guwahati for all the 8 states. So we in NEC, we are working it out, and maybe after 2 years, each of the 8 states would be having an office which is to be provided by NEC in the NEHHDC, Northeast Hut, which we had just sanctioned. And with all these, good wishes to the people of Mizoram, including myself, I thank every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your unwavering support and your active involvement towards the growth of the Northeast region. Now I'd like to request Puvilal Engmoya, Director, Tourism Department, to give a presentation on ecotourism and a roundup of the roundtable on untapped ecotourism potential in Mizoram.
Looking for an adventure in the East, Mizoram is an exceptional display of nature. It is such an astonishing sight to behold. For a unique and mind-blowing experience, explore the magnificent beauty of Tsampai. That is the only way to truly understand the magic of its beauty. See it, explore it, experience it. This is Tsampai, mystical Mizoram, a true paradise for travelers.
Join us through a journey that will sure to delight you in your search for thrilling experiences. For those who seek the thrill of exploring unknown destinations, Mizoram welcomes you to her hidden gems. Dakong Earthbridge Waterfalls is your perfect setting for your getaway from the hustle and bustle. No matter what part of Mizoram you visit, Mizoram Tourism has lots to offer you for your perfect holidays. Mystical Mizoram, a paradise for everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. Next. The first slide. Okay. This is the first slide. This morning we had a roundtable conference on ecotourism with 6 panelists. And then we had a very fruitful and insightful discussion with our tourism experts, tourism fraternity. The attendance was very good. It was more than 100. Because most of the tourism sector and hospitality sector events were not attended not more than by the 100 people, because those who attended were the few of the smartest. That's why we are very satisfied with our attendance. So before coming to the presentation, I would like to say that Mizoram has a very comprehensive and holistic and all-inclusive Mizoram Responsible Tourism Policy 2020, which was notified in 2020. That is the Responsible Tourism Policy. So the Responsible Tourism Policy is not, it is a lot more than just not littering. It is about the mutual respect for the people, between the visitors and the travelers. It is the respect for the local cultures, respect for the sustainable tourism and responsible tourism. So as you can see, the aims and objectives of our Responsible Tourism Policy 2020 is focusing on developing products that will benefit the people to a certain extent, to a larger extent, in a responsible and sustainable manner. That means our responsible tourism policy is a policy of the proper with a human face. This is the nutshell. This is a nutshell of the department. It was bifurcated on 24th April 1987. We are now around 35 years of age. Though we are 35 years of age, we are still in a nascent stage. We are still in an infant stage. We have around 69 tourist lodges facilities under the department. The total workforce of our department is 227 only. In the tourism department, there are only 8 officers, 8 gazetted officers, excluding me. The tourism department officers consisted of only 8 officers. So you can see there is still something we can do to promote and to take off our tourism sector in the state. Next. Activities. We have, as part of the allocation of Business Rule 2019, hotels, restaurants, homestays have come under the department. Our Honorable Minister, once he became the Minister of Tourism in 2018, in the last week of December, actually hotels, restaurants, and homestays were not under the allocation of business rules for the tourism department. Once he became the tourism minister, and then he took very strong initiatives to be included all these subjects under the tourism department. Right now, these are under our departments: hotels, restaurants, homestay, tour operators, travel agents, fairs and festivals. Now they have come under our department. And promotion and development of tourism is the mandate of the department. This is our mandate, whether it is the private property or the public property or a government entity or non-government entity. And we organized Zawkut Pui Festival in 2019. This is a festival of Mizo diaspora living across the globe to promote common brotherhoods among our midst. And Peace Space Festival was organized as a mark of respect to those who reached China from Arakan State and Mizoram from Myanmar on foot during the insurgent period. Next. And Turian Festival, Winter Festival, all these things, and then they are very popular among you. And then one remarkable achievements we have had during the period is the tour guide, institutionalization of tour guides. For the first time in the history of Mizoram, we have institutionalized and developed 89 number of tour guides. This is the first time we have ever developed tour guides in our state. Even the Responsible Tourism Policy 2020 is also the first of its kind in the country. Even the Ministry of Tourism has also started talking about the responsible and tourism policy. So we are the torch bearer, and then we are the torch bearer, and we are moving forward with our responsible tourism policy. And the use of social media among the government departments in Mizoram, we are very proactive in our social media, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have more than 32K in Facebook and such. Next. Use of IT, then recently, last year, we developed Tenzol Golf Course website, tenzolgolfresort.com, which is the only kind in Mizoram also. It is the first time in Mizoram among the government and non-government entity that goes online for the booking system. So today also our Honorable Minister inaugurated and launched the Mizoram Tourism website for the promotion and for promotion and e-commerce purposes with online booking system and Mizoram Tourism mobile apps. We are the first organization that goes online for the booking system. Mizoram Tourism website and webinar, we had a webinar series last year. We were not sitting idle during the COVID time. Actually, tourism is the hardest hit in the COVID, and it is being the last to recover from the COVID. Despite being hit hard by the COVID, we are not sitting idle. We organized 41 series of webinar with college students across the state, with tour operators Association of Gujarat, with Tour Operators Association of Maharashtra. And then we also had a webinar with border tourism with PSD Chamber and FICCI. Next. Promotion campaigns, we aggressively pursued promotional campaigns through social media. And then for the first time for the history of Mizoram tourism, and then we had ads running in the SpiceJet Airlines. And tourist police, and then we have institutionalized and introduced tourist police in 2019 at important tourist destinations such as Tenzol, Millennium Center, Lengpul, Solomon's Temple, and Zokotar, and more destinations are being taken up. Policies, acts, and rules, and then we have notified and formulated all these policies, rules, acts, rules, and aerosport rules and guidelines during the COVID time. We took the lockdown time as a blessing in disguise. We formulated all these documents in order to have a legal framework, a legal foundation for the state of Mizoram in the tourism sector. Next. Mizoram tourism on whole, this is a new concept, it is a new trending, it is the newly initiated Tour Muifang cycling competition. We are also planning to have the mountain biking trail at the Muidoitlang, and then we had also organized heritage work, and then we will be also organizing marathon and cycling to promote responsible and sustainable tourism. Next. Projects. These are the projects we have. So what is the all of you know that all of you know about the Tenzol Golf Course and Wellness Center in Tenzol. And the React Adventure Theme Park is also there, Eco Adventure Theme Park at React also. These are the assets that we have created under the tourism Swadesh Darshan 1. Next. Swadesh Darshan 2, we have many locations. Major components includes all these things, and most of the civil works have been completed and adventure component in slow progress, except forest pathways and Muifang and Adventure Park and Turel Airfield. Next. Special assistance Saskia, this is the capex, and then we are getting 606 lakhs, and the major components include construction of cottages and others such as cafeteria and pathway. Next. And then we have already got 50% of the fund from the Ministry of Donor, and then we'll be getting another 50%. Major components includes viewing gallery, vantage point, viewing platforms, water harvesting structure, etc. Next. Aizol Convention Center at Chite. This is the project amount is around 300 and 990 lakhs. The project aims at integrative and inclusive growth in the MICE meeting, incentive, conference, and exhibition MICE tourism sector in the state. This is the new concept. Mizoram is the only state that received this sanction because of our perseverance of our Honorable Minister for Tourism. Major component includes convention center, accommodation units, conference hall, markets, etc. Next. Projects in the pipeline. These are the projects in the pipeline that we are having at Lungvel, Reak, and Samplang, amounting to rupees 200 lakhs each. This is about the NABARD recently approved project, and sanction is expected soon. Next. Nesits Kamrang, this is the very striking, this is a very exemplary projects approved under the NASIDS, because standalone tourism project is not possible under the NASID scheme. So in order to get the projects approved, and then we created a very comprehensive and very holistic and inclusive development proposal to the NASIDS, and then finally, thankfully, sir, NASIDS have finally approved the project. Thank you for approving the projects. And I would also like to thank the secretary personally, planning the secretary. Next. Prasad, this is the pilgrimage, rejuvenation, and spiritual augmentation drive. And then this is in principle, we have gotten approval in principle. And then we are expecting about 5,000 lakhs. But the amount is not certain right now. The project aims inclusive development and rejuvenation of various pilgrimage centers and religious centers at Lai Puitlang, Chite, and Rayek, and Ailong, and all these things. Next. Projects in the pipeline. This is the viewpoint. The viewpoint development of viewpoints is a new concept under. This is a new scheme under the Ministry of Tourism, and then we are getting viewpoints funds from the viewpoints for the development of viewpoint scheme under this scheme for the 10 locations, Mui Fang, Zautlang, and such and such. Next. I'll just take 1 to 3 minutes. Tourist arrivals, Mizoram population is 11 lakhs only as per the EYD census 2020. Actually, 1.61 lakhs before the pandemic, 2019 to 2020. 1.61 lakhs visited Mizoram, the state of Mizoram, which is more than 14% of the total population of the state. This is not a big deal in comparison to the other states. For us, it is a big deal. It is a milestone achievement for us because 14% is not a small thing. And next. We have the USPs, adventure, eco-adventure tourism, nature-based tourism, and culture tourism. All these USPs, the theme of this USP is the well-being and the pureness and tribal lifestyle, blending with the modernity and traditional feeling and all these things. We have active outdoor activities. Next. 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 Next, 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 next. Here, this is the Mizoram tourism. At the glance tourism service providers, we have 72 hotels with 608 beds. And then we have 8 tour operators, we have 41 travel agents, 13 private homestays, 77 government-approved homestays operators that was under the NEDP, the erstwhile NEDP scheme. And then we have 89 state-level certified tour guides. So you see the products, and then we have seen the products. We have many products beautifully, but we are still not ready. We are yet to take off. That's why you are still in the infancy stage. We are in the nascent stage. We need to start from the scratch. Next. Next. These are the constraints we are facing, erratic air services. We still have accessibility. Accessibility is very important to promote and take off the tourism sector in the state. We still have erratic air service, though we have the direct flight from Delhi, Kolkata, Guwahati, and Imphal. The air services between Aizawl to other states is still erratic, still not enough, not sufficient. And then we have the poor physical infrastructure and bad road networks, etc., etc. Next. This is the way forward. We need to take the responsible tourism initiatives way forward. And then we need to promote the USP nature-based tourism, adventure, and culture. All these are the way forward for what we are listing right now. Next. Today we had a roundtable conference on ecotourism on the occasion of Azadi Amrit Mahotsav. We had around 100 participants, Honorable Minister, the Chief Guest, and Chief Secretary, Advisor, NES, and Steve Borgia, and all these people, all these important people attended the conference through online and offline mode. Key point of the panel discussion at the roundtable conference was theme around the ecotourism potential. Next. So what we took home, we need to have the awareness based on our roundtable conference discussions. What we were taking home are awareness and sensitization. This is very important because people in general are not fully aware about the importance of the tourism sector in the state, how tourism can play the economic growth, how tourism can play the economic and social development in the state. This is very important. Our panelists also talk about the digital content creation, digital marketing and all, and propagation of the uniqueness of the Northeast, promotion of tourism through word of mouth, and inclusivity in tourism and better accommodation and marketing strategy for tourism, deeper government intervention in the budget. Budget is still very less. Actually, the Mizoram tourism budget is only 10 crore. And then before the celebration of Hornbill Festival, it is about 8 crore. So almost the budget of the tourism sector, tourism budget in Mizoram was used for the Hornbill Festival. Seamless traveling, that is P. Roding has also talked about, common ILP for the ILP stage for the tourism purposes. This is not our purview, it is a purview of the government at the government level. It is at the department level. Next, this is our responsible travel pledge. This is very important that we have those who are on our website, those who are trying to book our tourist lodge and all this accommodation, they need to take a pledge. And then I'll read it out. I pledge to be a responsible traveler. When I explore new places, I will leave nothing but footprints and take away only memories. I shall not harm what does not harm me. I shall travel clean and green. I shall respect the local culture, and I shall promote sustainable tourism. Thank you, Kalome.
Thank you, sir, for your vibrant and colorful presentation of tourism and highlighting the potential of ecotourism of the state. Now I'd like to invite our guest of honor, Honorable Minister for Tourism, Purabart Romoy Roite, to share a few words with us.
Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Mizoram Thanga, the chief guest of this concluding session. Honorable MLS, respected Chief Secretary of the State, Dr. Renu Sharma, respected and dignitaries from Government of India, NEC, and also from Government of Mizoram, entrepreneurs, experts, and participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to be a part of this gathering, and it is also a very nice coincidence that the venue of this conference, this concluding session, happened to be my own constituency. As a constituency MLA, once again, I'd like to welcome you in my constituency and wish you a very pleasant stay during this, at least during this conference. And please do remember that you are there, you are here in the constituency of Tourism Minister. I have attended the seminar, the conference on untapped tourism potential in this forenoon. And I am really, you see, happy to learn that a good number of enthusiasts, entrepreneurs, and young aspirants attended the meeting and have good opportunity to interact with experts in the field of tourism. And I am sure that the meeting, the discussion, and also the, the interactions in Aizol Club during this forenoon must have huge impact in times to come also. As my director has also mentioned, tourism development is in its nascent stage in the state of Mizoram. In fact, all the policy, rules, acts, guidelines, regulations that we have discussed in this forenoon and even to this session were formulated after 2019 only. So, tourism development starts in a meaningful and systematic manner we can say that after 2019 only. Of course, big achievements have taken place in the preceding years also, but what I am trying to mention is that Tourism Department was without policy. Tourism Department was without any act. Tourism Department was without rules. Tourism Department was without guidelines, without regulations during the preceding years. But as we know, under the able leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Mizoram Thanga, all these legal foundations, Mizoram responsible tourism policy, all acts on tourism, rules, regulations have been enforced and already in place. I would like to tell the guests, the participants from outside the states that Mizoram tourism is ready to pick up, to kickstart in the right direction if proper assistance, if appropriate assistance is there from the funding agencies and from the technical support group. I am sure that Mizoram tourism has enough preparation and proper cooperation and proper implementation of the various schemes will happen because of all this legal foundation that has become in place. And I would also share my experience during the last 10-15 days interacting with the union ministers and also senior officials from Government of India. And in fact, I have attended one tourism ministers meeting also, which was blessed by Honorable Union Home Minister Amit Saji. There was a very vibrant discussion regarding sustainability and responsible tourism. What I would like to share with you is that under the able leadership of our Chief Minister, Government of Mizoram has already formulated the Mizoram responsible tourism policy way back in 2020. And I am proud to share with you that we have once again preceded Government of India in focusing on sustainability and in formulating the tourism policy on the lines of responsible and responsive tourism. I would also like to mention that Mizoram has a good chance, good opportunity for promotion of adventure tourism, green tourism, which is very much, supported by UNO and other foreign countries. And also, Mizoram has very good potential in sports tourism, religious tourism as well. So, as a tourism minister, it is my appeal and it is my invitation that more private players may also come to Mizoram. Government of Mizoram is very much open and very committed to cooperate with government and non-government players also for the development of tourism in Mizoram. And last but not the least, I would like to request all the outside participants to come again to Mizoram more often and also share the good things that you have experienced during your stay, during the conference. with your friends, your families, and please disseminate our commitment and policies for attracting more tourists so that Mizoram can play a bigger role in the development of Northeast, in the national development as well. Mizoram has good potential for tourism, border tourism, because a long line of Mizoram borders are international border. If we come to the Northeast level, it is said that 98% of Northeast borders are international borders. So, at the government of India level also, I think we have to think in a very serious manner that the suitable location of Northeast, including Mizoram, should be made use for extending our influence to our neighboring states like Cambodia, Myanmar, Bangladesh, and also this endeavor will certainly bring the cross-border tourism in a more meaningful manner. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your contribution and your unrelenting support towards the progress of tourism in the state. Here in Mizoram, entertainment is synonymous to music, and any celebration is incomplete without singing. I'll now call upon Mr. K. Minga to soothe us with a song. Thank you, Mr. Kim Hinga, for the beautiful song, transcending us to a different world. However, we must get back to our program. It is my honor and great pleasure to invite Mr. Saurabh Endley, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Donor, to say a few words.
Respected Chief Minister, Sir, Zorang Thangazi, respected Minister of Tourism, Robert Romavia Royteji, respected honorable members of the Legislative Assembly, Chief Secretary, Ma'am Dr. Renu Sharma, officers of the state government, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I actually feel dwarfed giving a talk on the topic of potential of bamboo and ecotourism when everybody in the room is much more of an expert. I'm not an expert at all. And therefore, feeling dwarfed in this manner, I'm going to keep my talk really short. A lot has already been said about tourism and ecotourism, and the Director Tourism already has explained the little bit of inputs that NESIDS has given, Ministry of Donor has given in this area. Thanks largely to Robert Sir's repeated chasing and convincing powers. So I'm going to talk a little bit about bamboo with due apologies from my side because I'm not an expert at all, and speaking about bamboo in front of Honorable Chief Minister, Sir, if I make a mistake, please forgive me. Northeast India is geographically nestled in one of the most biodiversity-rich regions of the world. It accounts for over 65% of the country's total bamboo resources, and this gives rise to many different types of opportunities in the northeastern region, some of which could possibly be, let's say, to develop a reliable bamboo resource inventory, particularly on farmlands. To conduct research into the structure and functioning of bamboo markets in Northeast India, where much of the bamboo grows and many bamboo artisans are dependent on the resources for their livelihoods. To establish bamboo demonstration plots near bamboo cultivation sites and provide technical support to disseminate applied research on bamboo propagation, maintenance, and harvest techniques. To establish centers for further studies on cultivation methodology and utilization. To establish bamboo pellet plants and bamboo engineered plants, etc. And this, of course, in addition to the fact that bamboo plantations can be converted into ecotourism sites by providing homestays, other accommodation, and so on. A bit about the consumer orientation. The consumer orientation towards eco-friendly and sustainable products all over the world has got the R&D of every industry to come out with revolutionary innovations, and probably this is the time where bamboo needs to do the same. Bamboo, the poor man's timber, is finding its way into the markets in newer and newer avatars. Previously, one would have heard only about furniture, baskets, etc. Nowadays, we can see products like toothbrushes, bamboo textiles, beverages of bamboo, and so forth. Bamboo is an eco-friendly, hypoallergenic natural fiber that has strong antibacterial and antifungal properties. It is a flowering, evergreen, perennial plant, and the diversity in varieties makes it more adaptable to different climates than most other softwoods. And I'm sure all of you here know all this. You know, the benefits of bamboo, like low use of pesticides and herbicides, low water use, less soil erosion, sequestration of carbon, etc. are well known to the people, but only to the people working in the field. And that's the point. There should be a sustained campaign to educate everybody on the subject. The increased awareness of environmental issues worldwide could then be tapped to result in an increased usage of bamboo products as well as for tapping into the ecotourism potential. So we need to advertise bamboo and the ecotourism and its benefits worldwide rather than just keeping it within our own domain. And we need to figure out how to make bamboo a buzzword in every household. Another area that needs focus in this regard is we need to use the entire bamboo plant to make bamboo cultivation more economically viable. For example, let's say in pineapple, the essence can be made from the skin, not just the pulp. So therefore, this makes the pineapple cultivation a lot more economically viable, and a similar focus is needed on bamboo technologies where we use bamboo in its entirety. The entire plant is used up by the community for revenue generation. An exciting development in recent times has been the gaining popularity of bamboo fiber. The benefits and advantages of bamboo fiber include it is softer in comparison to cotton. Its texture is as good as silk. It can absorb a lot of moisture. Its fiber works as a ventilator. It is a dust repellent, doesn't allow bacteria to grow. It's an all-weather fiber. We need to therefore focus on developing indigenous technologies for extraction and use of bamboo fiber for the bamboo industry. And there is a reason why I mentioned the word indigenous. Using indigenous bamboo technologies is a very, very important issue. You see, the large potential of bamboo in India is very tempting for other countries to come and offer their technologies to us. However, we must note that in most cases, these technologies may not suit us directly. Like, for example, their machines may not be suitable to the level of hardness or softness for our bamboo varieties in the Northeast. Or their technologies may not cater to using up the entire bamboo plant. They might just be interested in taking out the fiber. Thus, we need to develop and train our people in these indigenous technologies which we need to develop for our kind of bamboo varieties. Now, my purpose in posing all these issues basically is to highlight that bamboo sector is coming up in a big way, and the Northeast, especially Mizoram, should be the leading light in this field in India, especially in development of suitable and sustainable technologies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your presence today and your steadfast contribution towards the development of the Northeastern region. I'll now call upon Dr. E. Saipari, Director, Horticulture Department, to give a presentation and roundup of the roundtable on potential of bamboo in Mizoram.
Respected Chairperson, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Minister of Commerce, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Honorable Minister of Tourism, MLAs, Vice Chairman of various development board, dignitaries, experts from various sectors, invitees, and my dear friends, I am honored to have this opportunity to deliver a presentation on potential of bamboo in Mizoram. In the forenoon, the technical expert on the panel, experts and invitees have a brainstorming session on the role and potential of bamboo with valuable inputs and suggestions for the bamboo development program in Mizoram. So before I deliver the observation and suggestions of the roundtable session, I will first highlight in brief about the potential of bamboo in Mizoram, which are the focus of the roundtable session. Bamboo and inexhaustible wealth of Mizoram. Bamboo forest covers about 57% of the total area. We have reserves of over 30 different species of bamboo. Different bamboo species have been found at various elevations, tropical, subtropical, and semi-temperate. Bamboo reach maturity within 4 to 5 years approximately, and is the fastest growing and most renewable resources to replace wood timber, as the trees have taken more than 20 years to be
use as a timber. It is important for livelihood business incubators, especially for making bamboo furnitures using the available existing bamboo resources. Also, conservation of the existing bamboo biodiversity and genetic resources by promotion of bamboo plantation, especially during the period of flowering. This is to conserve bamboo species for the next generation. If we don't conserve bamboo species at this stage, our next generation will not have what species we have in their time. Promotion of bamboo plantation in mitigation and adaptation of climate change due to its being an efficient carbon sink. We know that bamboo can absorb much more than other trees this carbon and produce more quantity of oxygen, which is important for our health even. Promotion of bamboo in reduction of deforestation and its uses as an alternative to timber wood. Our aims and objectives: to access all bamboo natural covers as well as new bamboo plantation sites and provide linkage by link road, etc. Cluster mode bamboo cultivation for industrial scale production. Promotion and development of post-harvest activities. Promotion of value-added bamboo products and processing. Upgradation and development of bamboo industries processing units in Mizoram. Reviving existing machineries and equipments. Our ongoing bamboo development program is, the main program is Area Expansion Program, which is being taken up under National Bamboo Mission, Northeastern Council, and SEDP, which is a flagship program of our state government. And here we are almost around 2,000 hectares are being covered at this stage. Development, and the next one is development and processing. This is being done with in collaboration with NEC-BDC. NEC-BDC is Northeast Cane Bamboo and Bamboo Development Center, and BDA is Bamboo Development Agency under Government of Mizoram. And besides that, experts from the department and outside the state. And as, next is establishment of infrastructure for promotion of post-harvest management and value chain system. We have established common facility centers, bamboo treatment plants, and other things at bamboo centers, Lengpui. Training and equipment of field functionaries through training, exposure visit to within the state and tour outside the state. Development of the demonstration plot. It is being carried out in different locations in 6 districts. Next. Our 2 main approaches are, number 1 is utilization of existing natural bamboo cover. And the next one is area expansion, cluster-based bamboo cultivation. Next, please. This is this Dendrocalamus brandisi, which is planted in July 2020. The photograph was taken in January 2022. Within a span of 1.5 years, we are getting this much growth in bamboo. Next. This is also another brandisi. It is planted at Lengpui. It is hardly 1.5 year. As mentioned here in photo, the date of photograph taken is January 2022. If it is being taken care as per the technical advice, it would have all become this much height, which are planted in 2020. Next, please. Yeah. Next, please. Next, please. The next, as I already mentioned, utilization of existing natural bamboo cover is important. Number 1 is utilization of the inexhaustible bamboo species, which are all available within our state. Accessing all the existing bamboo forest covers by construction of bamboo link road. Initiatives taken in accessing the bamboo resource by the Honorable CM under PM Divine, which was already mentioned, is ₹100 crore. Promotion of local entrepreneurs and educated unemployed youth in the bamboo sectors by providing incentives in the technological enhancement and innovation of tools, equipments product development like cutlery set, etc., etc. Capacity building and creation of awareness in bamboo product development directly or indirectly through Bamboo Development Agency under Commerce and Industry Department. These are Agarbati cluster. Here I would like to mention that our requirement, the nation's requirement is so much that import is about 1.2 lakhs metric ton, whereas the domestic production is hardly 2% of our requirement. This shows that there is a lot of potential for Agarbati stick market. These are our youth taking up this program. It is a cluster in Sairang. These are the drying chamber of Agarbati stick at Zuang Tui. Finished product of Agarbati round stick at Zuang Tui cluster. And Agarbati factory at Zuang Tui is also shown here. In the corner is bricklin for bamboo itself. These are the charcoal. These are the wastage from the Agarbati stick making. They have also made charcoal from the wastage, and then it is being sold at rupees 230 per kg, here itself in Mizoram. These are the cutlery developed through technological enhancement by VB Eco-Friendly Production, which assisted under NBM. Next. Training handicrafts and cottage industry is also being carried out by BDA. On-farm training and awareness campaign on bamboo plantation is being carried out in the field by our horticulture expert. These are the planting material, quality planting material, the tissue culture plants being transported for distribution. Under area expansion, we are doing the new plantation using quality planting materials. Besides the Brindisi species, which are being developed through tissue culture, we also distributed this, the native species, which is all called Romi in Mizo, that is Dendrocalamus sikimensis. This is the new area after jungle clearance. This was done last year in 2021 at Saipalzao. The bamboo planted in this area have reached this much height at this stage. Our objectives of the new plantation approaches is introduction of superior bamboo species with high yield, that is Dendrocalamus latiflorus, Dendrocalamus brindisi, in addition to the native bamboo species, that is Dendrocalamus sikimensis, that is called Romi. Then promotion of cluster mode bamboo cultivation, area expansion of superior bamboo species for creation of bamboo timber industry, replacement of wood timber with bamboo timber in the product development, and proving of bamboo ply, bamboo timber board, etc., for making furniture and construction materials. Development of bamboo timber industries in Mizoram. Next. Creation of a well-developed bamboo supply chain in Mizoram. Employment generation and promotion sustainable economy. Upliftment of the socio-economic economy of the farming community through bamboo plantation, product development and processing, etc. Generation of carbon credit through the new bamboo plantation, thereby contribute to global climate change mitigation strategies. Regarding carbon credit, we are being approached by many companies, but since we have just started a new plantation since 2020, so it is in the pipeline too. Feasibility of bamboo development program in Mizoram is, we have adequate land availability for plantation. Then we have ideal temperatures, tropical, subtropical conditions, also semi-temperate, and willing farmers. We have so much willing farmers. Then availability of technical experts in consultation and hand-holding support from NEC, BDC, and other research centers, institutions such as RFRI Jorhat, etc., in product development. As I already mentioned, we have very good discussion in the morning. We have, in this discussion, we have round up suggestions for development of bamboo in Mizoram. Number one is joint venture of technology with CSIR Amrit Bhopal. We are lucky to have Dr. Srivastava and her colleague who have come all the way from Bhopal, who have given a proper, a very good paper and very open for development of, in research of Mizoram bamboo. Besides area expansion, utilization of the existing bamboo of species may be given priority, wherein CSIR Amrit, which Dr. Srivastava is the director, Bhopal is willing to help in technology transfer such as advanced technology in bamboo composite. The institution is also willing to train and help technology adoption, especially with the local institution where their participation is highly advocated. Selection of the right bamboo species for increase of production. Suggestion was made to select species that can increase productivity. The suggested high-yielding bamboo species are Dendrocalamus latiflorus, Dendrocalamus brandisi, Dendrocalamus sikimensis, and Dendrocalamus longipathus, etc. Dendrocalamus longipathus is called ronal in Mizo, which is very useful for agarbati stick. Selection of species should consider the nature of terrain, soil, and climatic conditions, which is responsible for its best performance. Here I can mention that brandisi is good for higher elevation. And likewise, many other species are also good for lower elevation. Then the next one is production of quality planting materials. The session suggested setting up of tissue culture lab for mass production of quality planting materials. We all know that we have a bamboo flowering. That's why suggestion was made due to the long interval between bamboo flowering and no seed setting of some bamboo species. Like example, we have that Dendrocalamus latiflorus. The seeds are not, there is no proper seed development. That's why it is important and it is a must to go for tissue culture. And another one is utilization of bamboo-based products. The session discussed the need to access the natural resources and turn the tide on the invasion of plastics. Traditional tools and implements are being replaced by plastics. Therefore, we know that even the baskets made of bamboos are replaced by the plastic crates and all. You can all see in the market even. So therefore, biodegradable products may be promoted by using bamboo resources. The panel also suggested that the state government may take initiative in utilizing locally made bamboo products in all government offices and replace 25% of its furniture, etc., with bamboo products, which is in line with the central government order. Next, please. So development of bamboo processing units. The panel also discussed and suggested that setting up of processing centers near plantation sites, cluster areas is important, it is a must. Setting up of macro bamboo industry startup in the centralized locations. Improve the small scale units such as the village level units. Then mechanization. The panel also suggested mechanization in bamboo sector. Lastly, bamboo link rod, as we all know, our Chief Minister also have taken so much pain in pushing for the bamboo link rod and make the ministry people clear about the bamboo cultivation and the link rod. See, accessibility to new bamboo plantation and to existing bamboo natural forest cover via bamboo link rod is necessary to tap the potential of bamboo. That's all I can give for the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the vivid presentation of horticulture and highlighting the immense potential of bamboo in the state. Now I'd like to invite the chief guest, Honorable Chief Minister Mizoram to give a speech.
Our Tourism Minister Purapat Romoya, Chief Secretary, and our important officials from the Government of India, and from the Northeast, and all the participants in this session. Greetings to all of you. In the concluding session of this 75th year of the Indian independence, different presentations were made, and I am really grateful to have the opportunity of addressing this session. Number one, I like to mention that the 75th year of Indian independence has been proposed and formulated by the Government of India in a very befitting manner, covering all aspects and all departments and every kind of, every corner of livelihood here in India. Now, in the field of tourism, we have just received a beautiful presentation in the context of Mizoram. In the field of games and sports also, and we have got a good presentation in the context of Mizoram. Not only that, in different fields, in different aspects, for example, entrepreneurship and other things which can promote the development of Mizoram, we have covered under the 75th year of Indian independence. There is one thing that we should remember, that India has become, as a nation, as an independent nation, we have become 75 years of age, slightly younger than myself. I am now 78, India is 75. But we have to be mature in every respect. Now covering every aspect of all the essential corners of India, different departments, different ways of life, and different corners of sectors of people, whether they're in the south, in the west, in the north, or in the northeast. It really tries to cover all the lives of India. Therefore, it's a very good occasion that we have an opportunity to be here in the 75th year of the Indian independence. Now, other aspects concerning the sports, concerning the tourism, and concerning entrepreneurship, and quite a lot of other aspects we have covered. And in conclusion, here today, it laid special stress on the bamboo, and I like to mention a few of that. And as we have just received the presentation from the Director of Education, Director of Horticulture, we have known that there is a big potential of bamboo here in Mizoram. For example, scientists and those who make the assessment here in Mizoram said that there are more than 25 million metric tons of bamboo. Suppose we fully utilize those 25 million metric tons of bamboo in a proper manner, in an economical way, what great economy Mizoram will be having. What great contribution Mizoram could have in the field of Indian economic and development. we cannot imagine. But those are the initial guides which will bring us to a better economic height. For example, here mostly in Mizoram, which is one of the wealthiest states in the field of bamboo supply. The main bamboo that we have is those bamboos which are small one, which we call muli bamboos. as big as the wrist or something like that. But here there are much more bigger bamboos, which the government of India and the government of Mizoram has to explore. For example, we have the brandishi, we have the latiforus, we have the gigantea, and so on. For example, the brandishi in India is originally taken down by the British government more than 100 years ago from Myanmar, Burma, and planted there in the southern India. Now it has become an example from which the tissue culture has to be made, and now we are all running after this brandishi. Then came the latiforus, which in a way is the local product of this northeast. For example, brandishi has to grow in a slightly lower altitude, but the latiforus can grow even in 6,000 feet high. Not only in Mizoram, but there in Nagaland and in other parts of the northeast. It thrives very well. Well, one person can carry a good number of these muli bamboos, even a single brandishi, even a single latiforus. It needs 3 people to carry one bamboo. It's more than 50, 60 feet high. And then the girth here is between 15 inches to 20 inches. There came another gigantea, which the girth could be measured as big as 25 to 30 inches. It's that. So we have to develop this. Now, government of India has the opportunity to explore this. But the most important thing, which I used to tell the government of India, right from the Prime Minister to all the ministers concerned, is that here, there in the northeast, there is a hidden economy which can be explored with the help of the government of India. There is the big potential. I came to Delhi to preach that gospel of the bamboo. And first, we have to convince, we have to educate the teachers and the pandits down here first, so that we can explore this. I used to tell them. But all along, I have done, I believe, halfway of that. Our main task is to convince the government of India that there is a big potential here in the northeast, which could revolutionize the economy of the northeast in the field of bamboo. So, somehow I succeeded, but a big challenge is still there. Therefore, I believe that if we really try at our level best at this moment, here we have an important officials from donor who have to go down to Delhi. We have an important officials from the NEC and the Northeast who can convince quite a good number of people in this matter. And from my part to the bigger important people like the Prime Minister, the Agriculture Minister, we have to convince them. Our first task, I believe, is to convince the government of India that there is a big potential which can revolutionize the economy of the Northeast. Otherwise, we'll go to our primitive ancestors' method of slash and burn system, which has been going on for decades, which has been going on for centuries. Repetition of this kind will not help, but to despair. Therefore, I believe that we should be able to convince the government of India in this matter. And I think that the days are not far. Of course, in a small things, like the production of the small things, like the candlestick, like the toothpick and other things, it is good. But the base is that we have to know that it is a total substitute for timber. Because the bamboo that have the bamboo shoots in the month of June, after 6 months, by the month of December, it is as big as the mother, as tall as the mother, but it has few leaves. That's the only thing. Do you know, I used to tell, a tree that can be as big as the mother in 6 months. In order to be as big as the mother in 6 months, it needs to breathe in a lot of carbon, which we do not like, which we hate it. It eats a lot of carbon to be as big as the mother in 6 months, and gives out a lot of oxygen, which is the waste of any plant. Now, according to the scientific calculation, a tree can, let us say, purify our atmosphere. But the capacity of the purification of a bamboo is 4 or 5 times that of a tree. It should be, because in order to be as big as the mother in 6 months, it has to take in a lot of carbon, gives it a lot of oxygen. Therefore, this is the kind of arithmetic, this is the kind of calculation with which we can bang the doors of the Indian government open. Otherwise, now they are craving for the power generation in the form of coal, producing a lot of carbon. At the same time, Delhi pollution, how much is it? And they were almost crazy, crying after the pollution. I jokingly used to tell them that, come to Aizawl, we'll give you the best and the free air without charging you a single rupee. Therefore, why? Because the best purifier of our atmosphere, given by the Creator of God, we forgot. We forgot that, and we give no heed to that. And at the same time, it's a very good prevention of fire. It's a very good, let us say, preserver of water and rain. It is one of the best economic deliverance for the Northeast, and then purifier of the atmosphere. The value of this, I used to say that, the value of this atomic molecule of wealth put here by God, government of India should realize this. Only then that Northeast, and even to the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, I used to tell her, look, madam, you are devastated 10,000 square kilometers of Chittagong hill tract. If we do the plantation of these big bamboos, you can revolutionize the economy of Bangladesh. When the Bangladesh Trade and Commerce Minister came here, I repeated the same thing. He was really impressed, because it is not my eloquence. It is not what I said. It is the creation of God, that we should be wise enough to discover, to invent all these things that God has given us. The wise people are there. The foolish people are there. God gives us, here in our brain, the capacity in which we can delve out, we can dig out all those big potentials of economy which He has given to this planet Earth. Therefore, I believe that now all the participants of this, whether coming from Government of India, or coming from donor, or from the NEC, or from Mizoram, our main task is to convince the Government of India that here is a big molecule of economic potential with which we can revolutionize this insurgency-affected area of the Northeast and set an example to the world that things can be done. China is going far ahead. We're falling after them. But I can hardly convince the ministers of India here. However, the time will come when necessity will be able to convince them. And I believe that here in Mizoram, we will be able to set an example which they have not discovered, which they have not learned it down there in Delhi. However, with our present 75th year of independence, we are supposed to be mature enough. A country with 75 years of independence. And as far as civilization is concerned, right from Mohenjo-daro up to this, how many thousands of years have gone, and we are still at this level, unable to utilize what God has given us. And I believe that by now, with the advent of 75 years of Indian independence, our eyes would be open and all our mindset will be directed towards which God is trying to lead us. So this time, let us all try our best, utilize our potentials in the field of sports, in the field of tourism, in the field of entrepreneurship, and in the different fields, so that we can make a full utilization of this 75th year of Indian independence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for gracing this occasion and for your great contribution and continued strive to attain peace and freedom, Azadi, in the state. Now, I'd like to call Palalma Somapatwao, Secretary, Planning and Program Implementation Department, to offer a vote of thanks.
I, on behalf of the Planning and Program Implementation Department, would like to give a vote of thanks, and as I say, call out their names, I would request the ushers to kindly give the mementos to our honored guests and people who we thank. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister, Mizoram Thanga, for taking time out of his busy schedule to be with us today as chief guest. I think his enthusiasm and proactiveness in the bamboo sector is well recognized, and I thank him very much. I would also thank Pu Robert Romoy Roite, Honorable Minister of State for Tourism. He has had a hectic schedule of campaigning and traveling, so he has taken his time out. I thank him. And then I would also like to thank our respected Chief Secretary, P. Renu Sharma. She has been a guiding force behind all this, guiding us through the various things to arrange. Thank you, madam. And I would like to thank donor and NEC for their support. The whole event has been, sponsored by them. And I would like to thank Sri Sorab Endli sir, Joint Secretary, donor, for taking time out of his busy schedule to travel all the way straight from airport. He has come here to to be with us here to deliver us a speech, and thank you, sir. I would like to thank Purushottam Verma, Deputy Secretary from Dona. He has traveled here twice. He has come here to check out the place. Again, he has come on Saturday to oversee the entire preparation. Thank you very much. I would like to thank P.L. Rodingi from NEC. He's an advisor there in the relevant sector of tourism as well, for her guidance and support. Thank you, madam. And then I would like to thank all our panelists today, be it in the roundtable of bamboo or in the ecotourism. Thank you very much. We have come from all over the states, and the inconvenience of having a function on Monday in Mizoram is that you have to travel on Saturday, as there are no flight on Sunday. So you have taken extra time and extra effort to come here. Thank you very much. And then I would like to thank the working committee to putting up this event. We have organized 2 roundtable conferences in 2 halls, and then again a concluding session here, and tomorrow we are having a freedom trek at the Rayek Ailong circuit, and along with that various adventure exposure there in the Rayek tourist circuit. So it's a huge event, and then I thank the working committee, the Planning and Program Implementation Department, the Principal Advisor and his team for arranging the entire thing, the best practices video, the best practices booklet, those are done by them. Thank you very much. I thank the Tourism Department for having a very prompt and taking things very, in a very, enthusiastic manner. They have organized their roundtable very nicely. I thank the Horticulture Department, the entire team headed by the Additional Chief Secretary. They have conducted a very good roundtable conference, and I think the white paper that has been produced in both these roundtables will give guidance to the policy which we would follow. I think the Art and Culture Department, they will be organizing a cultural event, cultural show after this, so I thank them. And then INPR Department for their publicity. They have made various video clips and press releases well on time. I thank them very much for all this hard work. And then I thank Commerce and Industries Department. They are exhibiting various stalls here. I thank Science and Technology Directorate for setting up stall, inviting our director from CSIR and all those things. And then ICT Department for arranging the video conference facilities at all the roundtable conferences. And I thank DDK Doordarshan Kendra Aizawl for telecasting this event live on Doordarshan. So it's a whole team effort here, and I think this is this really shows what we can achieve if we all work together. So I thank all the departments, their head of departments, and all the secretaries who are concerned in this. And I also would like to thank all the district commissioners. We have asked them to organize an event in people's participation mode in a very short span of time, but they are able to perform very well, and then all of them have organized very nice events. I think those events and photographs will be summed up. Even Siaha, who are in the midst of an election at the Mara Autonomous District Council, which is going for polls on 5th, they are able to conduct. So I thank all the district commissioners as well. And I would like to thank all our invitees who have come up here, who have come here today, our secretaries, commissioners, principal secretaries, head of departments, and various entrepreneurs, and all our stall owners as well. So I thank them all. And also, last but not the least, I thank God for giving us this opportunity. And then we have been praying for a very nice climate, nice weather. So last few weeks we have had a very hot climate. And then now we are able to sit very comfortable in a non-AC room. So it is very, it is God's blessing and guidance, I think. So those are the things I would like to thank for. And then after this, we'll be having a cultural evening. I would like, and I request all of us to stay back and then have a dinner, because no festival is complete without a feast. And then I think this is one thing that has that we are all experiencing, especially in a place like Mizoram. Like we used to have this community feast in the Christmas and New Year's, and these are the events that bonds the society closer. So I think all the participants, all our guests from outside the states to enjoy the cultural evening and the dinner. Thank you.
As stated by our secretary, continuation to Akam celebration, Freedom Trek from Ailong to Ray X Circuit as part of Jahan Bagidari is going to be held tomorrow. We'd like to invite everyone to attend and be part of the Freedom Trek. I also would like to add that stalls by various artisans and entrepreneurs of Mizoram are exhibited inside and outside the hall. All are invited to kindly make a visit, and items in the stall are even available for sale if you want to make a purchase. With that, the roundup session has come to an end. I'll now hand over the program to Arts and Culture Department to showcase the cultural show and have a live presentation of fairs and festivals of Mizoram. Let us all look forward to a fun and enjoyable evening. Thank you all. Over to the cultural troops.
A very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Art and Culture Department, I extend my heartiest welcome and wishes to all who are attending this cultural evening program. Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. To begin our program, let us all witness a presentation of festivals of Mizoram from Art and Culture Department. We apologize for the inconvenience. We have a short technical problem. Our technicians are on it.
Mizoram, which became the 23rd state of the Indian Union on the 20th February 1987, was once the land of hunting hillmen, but now occupies an area of significant strategic importance in the northeast corner of India. Mizoram, a mountainous region, is bordered by Bangladesh in the west, Myanmar in the east, Assam and Manipur in the north. The hills are steep and are at average height of about 900 meters. The land is checkered with blue mountains, immense natural beauty, variegated terrain, endless variety of landscape, and rich in flora and fauna. Mizoram has a pleasant climate and the entire area is under direct influence of the monsoon. It rains heavily from May to September.
That's it.
The Mizo society has no class distinction and no discrimination on the grounds of sex and tribe. The village exists like a big family with a chief as the father or ruler. Marriage, funeral, and community feast or yearly festivals are important occasions in which the whole village is involved. The ancient Mizo livelihood was completely based on agriculture. They practiced shifting cultivation or jhum cultivation, where they produced almost all their everyday needs. The ancient religion of Mizo has been usually described as animism, which involves the belief of all kinds of spirits along with the supreme God. They also believed in life after death, and this conviction had deep impression in their socio-economic lives. They believed that there are good and evil spirits, and there are numerous incantations for offering sacrifices to these spirits. However, with the intervention of Welsh Christian missionaries in the late 19th century, the Mizo embraced Christianity and departed from their ancient beliefs. Mizo have 3 annual festivals or Put, marking the 3 different stages of agricultural process, as the Mizo have always been practicing shifting cultivation. The 3 festivals are Chaptar Put, Mim Put, and Pol Put. As related earlier, the ancient Mizo believed in life after death. They celebrated this festival in the month of September with solemnity in honor of the departed souls by offering the first fruit or harvest from their June field. They believed that the souls of their relatives came back from the abode of death or Mitikwa during this festival and savored the offerings. The festival lasted for 3 days without any merrymaking, but recalling of the past and mourning the departed souls. The festival is no longer observed these days as the ancient religious belief had been forfeited by Mizo people. The Pol Put festival was held after the paddy harvest in the month of January. It is a kind of harvest festival as well as a sort of Thanksgiving festival to the blessing spirit or Kozim God. The festival is believed to be originated when the Mizo were in the Chin Hills, now in Myanmar, having a bumper harvest after 3 consecutive years of famine. It was regarded as a festival for children and youths, and the whole community did not participate in this gala. A spring festival held between the cutting and the burning of June in the month of March. Of all the Mizo Puts, Chaptar Put is the grandest one and is often called Festival of Adults. It usually lasted for 3 days and nights. The chief, in consultation with his council of elders, usually announced the day for Chaptar Put well in advance for its celebration. The first day was marked with Chong Nok, a feast for children in the evening near the memorial platforms at the village entrance. The second day of Kut is called Zupuini, a day of drinking beer and dancing. Young people with their colorful traditional costumes perform the Tsai dance in the village square. The last day is called Zutingni. On this day, it was the turn of the chief and his council of elders to provide significant zu to the young dancers. The dance would go on and on till the stock of beer runs out. Elatedly singing songs and with their arms upon each other's shoulders, the young people in circle would dance in the village open ground endlessly. Among the three traditional festivals of Mizoram, Tsaptsar Kut is the sole festival still in vogue with the changing of time and culture of Mizo. Till date, it is celebrated with all its splendor annually in the first week of March. The festival becomes the emblem of Mizoram and it attracts numbers of domestic and foreign tourists.
Thank you, Art and Culture, for your presentation. May I now call upon the Choir of Art and Culture to present a medley of Khelkhon and Siai Zai, a folk song in a traditional style accompanied by instruments like drums, mithun horns, and a guitar.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Gutwildangan arel sualo, arel sualo. Lenai amang ogan fam pe mayate tum suve quare.
Thank you, Choir of Art and Culture, for your presentation. The next item in our program will be a traditional dance that we call Tsero, which will be performed by the Institute of Music and Fine Arts. Men sitting face-to-face on the ground tap long pairs of horizontal and cross bamboo staves, open and close in rhythmic beats. Girls in colorful Mizo costumes of Puante, Korte, Vakiria, and China dance in and out between the beats of bamboo. This dance is now performed in almost all festivals. The unique style of Tsero is a great fascination everywhere it is performed. Gongs and drums are used to accompany the dance, and today modern music also complements the dance. Thank you, thank you, Institute of Music and Fine Arts, for your graceful performances. I'd like to add that INFA is an institution under Art and Culture Department where traditional folk dances and songs are taught. For the next item, we have Mr. Zothan Moya, and he'll be presenting Mizoram, and he'll be playing an instrument named Lemloy and Penglong, a Mizo original musical instruments. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zothan Moya. Mitigation. Thank you, Mr. Zotan Moya. Next, we have Mizo Cultural Organization, and this time they'll be presenting a traditional dance that we call Solakia. This is an impressive dance originating from the Poi and Mara communities in the southern part of Mizoram. It is a warrior dance performed in earlier times to celebrate a victory at war. They imitate the actions of a hero dressed in full warrior's attire and brandishing a sword and a shield. They dance to the beat of the songs. So here's Solakia for you all. Thank you, Mizo Cultural Organization, for your spontaneous performances. May I now call upon Zo Dailawa, a very popular folk song singer, and he'll be presenting a medley of 4 folk songs in a traditional style.
dingai lova kanu khutla lung len chu rome kol ma zam zam za azam zam za dingai lova kanu khutla lung len chu rome kol azam zam za Choi nan chun pui par lom lo phang ma tuai tir zalam pen gan ga tire tum romo ai don chasen siaring oi alen re mai alen re mai phang ma tuai tir zalam pen gan ga tire tum romo ai don chasen siari lome.
Thank you, Zodailawa, for your presentation. For the next item, we will be witnessing a classical dance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Smriti Subha. Thank you, Ms. Smriti Sabha, for your graceful performances. Next, we have one of the most popular singers among the youth of the Mizos. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. K. Minga. This time, he'll be presenting a Mizo song titled Kathinlung Diary, which is also very popular among the youth of the Mizos.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Some
Thank you, Kemhinga, for your melodious presentation. We will now feast our eyes on a costume show from the Institute of Music and Fine Arts, also known as IMFA. And tonight we have different couples from Mar, Lai, Paite, Mara, and Lusei community. First, we have Mar couple. The woman is wearing mar'am, tualkor, dokil on her hair, trivel around her neck, and her earrings. And for her earrings, she's wearing sayhabengbe. The man is wearing marpondum, ngotik hair, and on his head, he's wearing diarchial. Next, we have Lai couple. Next, we have Lai couple. The woman is wearing Chinese suit, saka on her belt, and lukumtung on her head. The man is wearing Laikor, Laipuan, and he donned diarvar on his head. Third, we have Paite couple. The woman is wearing Paite kor and zolni. The man is wearing Paite kor, Paite pondum, and on his head Paite diar. For the fourth couple, we have Mara, a couple from Mara community. The woman is wearing Mara suit, pumtekchi, and karvar as her belt. The man is wearing Marakor, Marapuan, and Maradiar. not the least, we have Lusai Koko. The girl is wearing Gorte Puante, China around her neck, Vakiria as her headgear, and Sehbengbe as her earrings. The man don't lal puan, tual kor to lo puan, Vakultsang on his head with lal diar chial and ton with vaibel, which is also known as a smoking pipe. Thank you, Imfa, for your amazing show. Moving on to the next item, we have Marina Vivarte, and she'll be presenting a Mizo folk song, Thoi Tenali.
Oh
Thank you, Marina Vivarte, for your presentation. With that as our concluding item, we have come to the end of our very short cultural program. We hope you enjoyed the occasion. And I'd like to add that we're all invited for a delightful meal just under this hall. So thank you everyone for attending this occasion once again, and good night to you all.